Hey guys, how you doing? Tonight we're going to look at the advancing stance. We started off with the basic induction stance, we moved on to the sidling stance, the turning stance, and now we're looking at the advancing stance. So with the advancing stance, one leg is in front of the other. However, we don't have the two legs on separate lines. It just means our groin is exposed for attack. If you do a competition martial art where it's illegal to attack the groin, or you're wearing a codpiece, it's not a consideration. But for real life, it's a real consideration. So that's why we will have the two toes in the same line and the two heels in the same line. It just protects the groin. Another thing is that we have all of our weight on our rear leg. There are a number of reasons for this. I'll just bring Michal over here. If I have any weight in the front leg, it just means if somebody kicks my leg, it takes a lot of impact force. There's a lot of trauma on the leg. So for example, if Michal gives me a low roundhouse kick, and if I have weight in the front leg, it's a problem. It takes a lot of impact. However, if I have my weight on the rear leg and very little, if none on the front leg, it's still uncomfortable, but there's not as much impact force or as much trauma. It will be the same against a front thrusting kick onto my leg. If I have weight in the front leg, it's taking a lot of impact force. If I have all the weight on the rear leg, nothing on the front leg, it's still uncomfortable. I'm just not taking much impact force. And then also if we looked at, say, sweeps and things, let's do a little bit of Chi-Guard here. So for example, we're here like this, and if I have weight in the front leg, and Michal goes to sweep my lead foot, I'm really losing my balance. If I keep the weight in the rear leg, and if I have elastic flexibility in the front leg, then I can dissolve this force quite easily. The third thing is, if I want to give any kind of kicks myself, if I have any weight in the front leg, in order to kick him, I first have to shift the weight onto the rear leg before I do a kick. This takes twice as long, whereas if I have all the weight in the rear leg, I can just bring it out quite easily. That's one of the things when it comes to kicks. And again, you just need stability for this, because a lot of people are worried. They feel that if they have all the weight in the rear leg, they feel kind of top heavy, they're going to fall back. Only if you don't have enough stability. If you train your stability, there's no problem with this. So as an example, when Michal is putting pressure onto me, I have all the weight on my rear leg, Michal pushes in. I can just dissolve this into the floor. He pushes as hard as he can. I'm just dissolving this into the floor. And this can be used quite effectively against force. It doesn't work so well against impact force, where Michal gives me a bit of a shove. But in this case, if Michal shoves me, I just glide and I have my weight, I just change feet. So they're just some of the characteristics with the advancing stance. One leg is forwards, two toes, two heels in the same line. The knee is bent so that it's just over the toe. There's a slight bend in the front knee. I have a straight spine, I have an elongated spine, and a gentle posterior pelvic tilt. And that is just the shape of the advancing stance. In the next video or two, we'll move on to the advancing step, where we actually do a step with this. And that's really it. Thanks, guys.